So hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing a tech Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your tech related questions. And I asked about this on Twitter and I've got quite a few questions. So let's go over this. And as you can see, this is a new setup. This is actually part of my new studio. It's not completely done yet, so this is not the final look. But anyways, let's get into it. And the first question I got was from Suraj, and he's talking about this thing that will come out in smartphones very soon. He says, when do you think under display front camera tech will be common in devices like OnePlus, Samsung, budget devices, etc.? And also, do you think OnePlus will release their next smartphone, and will the T series be there or not? Very interesting. And yes, the under display front camera technology is definitely coming out. I feel by early next year we will see that, but this will be mostly in sort of flagships when it comes out. It generally takes whatever cutting edge tech is there, it takes about 1 or 2 years to come in the mid-range. So I don't see it coming in the mid-range next year, but some of the flagships, for example, the Chinese vendors like Xiaomi and others are actually demonstrating that it will be there. So yes, we should see that. And regarding OnePlus, will the T series come out? I think so, it might come out, but I'm not very sure if they will release the OnePlus 7 Pro T or something, but maybe the 6T. Yeah, let's see. Anyways, let's move to the next one. And this is by Charan. He says, Bell's selfie-centric camera F11 Pro versus the Realme 3 Pro. If selfie is your highest concern, yes, then I feel still the Oppo's F11 Pro is having a slightly better selfie camera compared to the Realme 3 Pro. I hope it helps. Let's move to the next. This is by Vedant. This is an interesting kind of question. He says, which phone has better battery life in terms of flagship smartphone as of now? About 7.5 hours of battery life. He says OnePlus 7, not the Pro. S10e, no, S10e has the worst battery life. S10 Plus, iPhone XS, XS Max, Pixel 3, Pixel 3 XL, or any others. I would say among these, the OnePlus 7 would get the best battery life. But the Zenfone 6, that's the Asus 6Z, will have the best battery life as of now in terms of flagship. For the simple fact that it has that 5000 milliamp hour battery. And in terms of battery life, even when we compare with the OnePlus 7, it gets easily about 1.5 to about 2 hours extra SOT. I hope that helps. Let's move to the next one. This is by Biswat. He's asking, still I'm not satisfied with the pop-up camera and flip cameras. He says, do you personally skip this generation of smartphone with the type of camera and wait for in-display camera phones if you were to upgrade from the Snapdragon 835? Biswat, as you're already having a Snapdragon 835 based smartphone, that is a flagship from last year, I don't see a huge reason to upgrade this year, because generally the flagships and even still the Snapdragon 835 is a pretty good SoC. It runs everything. So if you're not happy with the smartphones that you're seeing in this, in 2019, you can definitely skip. And yes, in 2020, I'm expecting at least some of the vendors to come with that under display front-facing camera, so that we don't have any notch or punch hole. So that's going to be a reality next year. Let's move to the next one. This is by Suresh. He's asking, have you tried out the Redmi Airdots? Do discuss about the call quality and battery life. Suresh, I had ordered the Redmi Airdots, if you recall, and I got it on Friday evening after about 2 weeks or so. But as you can see, I just did not get the time yet to open it up and test it. So I will definitely do that, and hopefully by next week or end of this week, I'll come out with a review and what I feel about the same. So let's move to the next. This is by Abhishek. He's asking, he says, Note 7 Pro and OnePlus 7 both have a 48 megapixel sensor. Does that mean image quality is the same? I know, he says, the ISP of the OnePlus 7 is better than the 7 Pro, but how much difference does the ISP makes? As we see, Pixel 3a has got the last generation sensor, and the Snapdragon 670 has inferior ISP, but still takes better picture. Yes, the ISP does matter to a certain extent, but the main thing about the camera is the image processing. And we know that Google with that AI image processing is very superior. Hence, the camera samples that we get from the Pixel 3 are amazing. In terms of image processing, even Redmi has become really good. Now, the Redmi Note 7 Pro, with all the updates that we got, the camera performance has hugely improved if I compare it to when it was launched. But yeah, even the OnePlus 7 now with the latest update, the camera has improved drastically. So yes, if we compare the camera side by side, yes, still I would say the OnePlus 7 has slight edge, and it all comes down to image processing and how much effort they are putting behind that. So let's move to the next one. But again, on the budget, I would say even the Redmi Note 7 Pro's camera is fabulous if we compare the price to performance between the OnePlus 7 and the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Let's move to the next. This is by Pravan Shukla. He says, what do you think about the Nokia position in India and what are they doing wrong? I feel Nokia with their handsets, most of the handsets, not every handset, the initial pricing, they get it really, really wrong. For example, that was the classic case with the Nokia 8.1. It was launched at 28,000 and I had purchased it at that price one. And in my review, I said that though the handset is good, but the pricing was way off. Now, what happened with the Nokia 8.1? Eventually, they had to drop down the price, and now it's selling for about 18 or 19,000. So that's the big problem with Nokia. And also in terms of image processing, after processing, I feel Nokia is not as strong as other vendors, though they are providing good hardware on the camera, but the images that come out of the stock camera that Nokia has is simply not that great. So let's move to the next question, and this is from Shashank. He's saying, hi, we know that Google is banned in China. He says, then why brands like Xiaomi, OnePlus, Vivo, Oppo are using Android as their operating system? Yes, in China, they don't use Google services, but they are using Google Android itself. That is the Android open source, but it does not have Google services like Gmail, Play Store and stuff. But they really know that these vendors like Xiaomi, OnePlus, etc., that if they want to sell their smartphones outside China, services like Google Play Store and Google services like Gmail, YouTube, etc. are very, very important. And the simple fact is that after iOS, the other alternative that we have for smartphone, that's the biggest, is Android. So if they release their own operating system, developers were simply not write apps for that particular operating system. So it simply makes more sense to go with Android, and outside China, go with Android and enable Google services. Let's move to the next one. This is by Deepak. He's saying, do you think it's time to move away from wired devices to wireless ones, audio devices to be specific? I'm assuming you're talking about Bluetooth headsets, Bluetooth dongles and stuff, because most of those smartphones these days, at least on the flagship, are omitting the 3.5mm headphone jack. And I frankly feel still I do have a lot of wireless headphones. I have the highest end Bose wireless headphones. I have even the Sony WMX1000 Mark III, that is supposed to be the best noise cancelling Bluetooth headset, and I have a bunch of Bluetooth headset, like even Air pods and stuff, but I still prefer using a wired one, because the kind of output that you get from a cheap wired headphone, for example, the classic case is the Sennheiser CX180, or even take the JBL C100, C200. They cost what, about 750 to 800 rupees, and the sound output that you get from them is amazing. If you want the similar sound quality from a Bluetooth headset, it's the same fidelity and quality, at least you have to spend about 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. So still I feel I prefer wired headset, and it's the convenience of it. I do have a lot of Bluetooth headset, but many times I forget charging them and stuff. But if it's a wired one, you don't have to worry about it. You just plug it in and you are good to go. So I still feel, yes, there is a big space for wired headsets, and true audiophiles will still prefer wired headphones over Bluetooth and other stuff. Anyways, let's move to the next one, guys. Where is this? Yeah, here's the next one. This is by Mr. Patra. He's asking me, do you use any screen protector on your smartphone? If no, why? When I'm reviewing devices, that's what I do most of the time. I generally do not use them with a screen protector, or I apply a screen protector. If a device comes with a screen protector, I don't intentionally try to peel it off, but I won't go out and buy a screen protector because I want to use the device as it comes and I don't baby the device. In fact, most of the smartphones when I review, I don't even put a case when I'm testing them. For example, yes, but some devices come with a screen protector. The classic example is the OnePlus, but many of the other flagships simply do not come with a screen protector, and it gives me a good idea if how scratch resistant a phone is or not. And but again, if I had to buy a phone personally and I use it for a long time, for a year or so, then definitely I would actually go and put out a screen protector. For example, on my iPhone XS Max, I had put a screen protector because the default screen was getting quite a bit of scratches. And for example, I didn't put any screen protector on my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and now when I look at it, I actually used it extensively more than 2 months. I see a lot of scratches. So yes, if I would have to buy a phone and use it for a year or so, definitely I would have put a screen protector because it does resist scratches. Let's move to the next one. This is by Akash. Since we have achieved full screen displays and in-display fingerprint scanners and provision for the front camera, what do you think will be the next big thing in the smartphone design? Akash, as I've answered earlier in this video only, the next wave will be the under-display front-facing camera, so that we simply do not have any punch holes or pop-up or something. So that is what we will be seeing, and I expect some of the phones, not all, to come out in 2020 with that, and moving forward by 2021 we will perfect that technology. So you'll have a full screen display but no holes or anything for the front facing camera. And I also feel the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner will eventually replace the in-display fingerprint scanners that we are getting, because with ultrasonic fingerprint scanners, they are really more effective, more secure, and in fact manufacturers can have the entire lower portion of the screen as the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. So you can just tap anywhere and it will detect your fingerprint. Right now with the in-display, you have to correctly pinpoint and press in a particular location. So these are some of the things that I feel will be improved in the next couple of years, and we'll see at least some of the smartphones coming out with this technology. Let's move to the next one. This is by Nabeen. He's asking, Snapdragon 845 is better than Snapdragon 730, as Poco F1 is available for 18,000 and Redmi K20 will have the Snapdragon 730 with a price range of about 20,000. I personally feel the Snapdragon 845 is a better one than 730 because the ISP that is used would be better on the Snapdragon 845 compared to the 730. But again, that's not to say that the Snapdragon 730 series would be bad. It's going to be really good. And even the new Snapdragons 710 and the upcoming 712 that will be coming in one of the Vivo phones is supposed to be great for gaming and stuff. So again, the performance of even the 7 series SoCs have become so good these days. But yes, Qualcomm will keep the best ISPs and everything for their flagship 8X series of processors. This is by Manish. He's asking, how's the OnePlus 7 Pro camera after the recent update? Does it justify the DxO mark? How does it compare to others? Personally, I haven't. Yes, I have got the latest update on the OnePlus 7 Pro, but again, I haven't retested the camera. In fact, if you guys want, by the end of this month, I have a personal trip. If you guys really want, I can do a real camera review. I'll shoot everything on the new, on the updated 7 Pro and see how well the camera is performing. Do let me know. I'm not very sure if I'm making that trip, but if I'm making that trip, I'll just carry the 7 Pro and use it as my primary camera and shoot everything. And in fact, I'll try to make a vlog style video if you guys really want, completely on the 7 Pro, so that it gives you an idea how it performs. Let me know. This is by Mr. Sidhu. He's asking about Samsung M20 versus the Samsung Galaxy A50. I would definitely go with the M14. The only reason is that with the Samsung Galaxy A50, I'm noticing some network related issue. And this is just not me. This has happened even to my cousin, specifically in Hyderabad with Airtel. And I know some other users also have complained about it. So it's due to some of the network issues that the A50 is having. I simply won't recommend it, and I will go with the M40. In fact, if you can wait for a week or so, by the end of the week, just wait, because I'm currently testing the M40 and I'll be putting out my full review hopefully by the end of the week. I hope it helps you. This is next question is by Alok. Again, I'll just take this question because this is relevant to the last one. This is by Alok. He says the network reception in my area is too low compared to zero lines. He says both Airtel and Jio in Samsung A50 mobile, whereas on other mobiles I get good signals, about 3 bars, he says. So should I consider it a Samsung device problem? Did you get any instance like this on your Samsung use? In fact, if you have checked my Samsung Galaxy A50 review, I did mention in the review that I was having network issues with the Samsung Galaxy A50, and again, as you have also mentioned, it's the same thing. Even one of my cousins who's a doctor purchased the Samsung Galaxy A50, and he's also having similar issues, a pretty low network reception issue. And I did raise this point to Samsung India, but looks like they haven't done anything about the same. So I would not recommend the Samsung Galaxy A50 for this reason, guys. So it looks like it's a known issue. It's not an isolated issue now. Let's move to the next one. This will be the last question, and this is by Nishant. He's asking, hey Ranjit, I'm planning to purchase a smart TV, he says. So should I go with a smart TV or a normal TV with the Amazon Fire TV stick? These days, Nishant, most of the TVs are sort of smart TVs. Even the budget range are coming with Android, TV. So unless there is a huge price gap between a smart TV and a regular TV, I would say go with the smart TV, because probably it will come with Android TV. So you get that voice recognition, you get YouTube services and stuff. But again, most of these budget smart TVs simply do not have access to Netflix and Amazon Prime. So if you really want that, you'll have to actually invest in an Amazon Fire Stick. For example, in the studio setup, we have a Mi TV, but I have attached even an Amazon Fire TV Stick because I mostly watch only Netflix and Amazon Prime. And as of now, that is simply not there on the Mi TV, which is supposed to be a smart TV. So that's the sad situation with most of the budget-oriented smart TVs. You don't get services like Netflix and Amazon Fire TV Stick. But again, if the price gap is not that much between a regular TV and a smart TV, then I would say go with the smart TV. But eventually you would have to go with also buy an Amazon Fire TV Stick. I hope that information helps. So anyways, guys, that was it for this tech Q&A session. And if you guys are still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit. Thanks for watching, and I'll hope to catch you very soon. Take care, guys.